Pico de Orizaba. Pico de Orizaba, also known as Citlaltépetl, is an inactive stratovolcano, the highest mountain in Mexico and the third highest in North America, after Denali of Alaska in the United States and Mount Logan of Canada. Pico de Orizaba is also the highest volcanic summit in North America. It rises 5,636 meters, 18,491 feet, above sea level in the eastern end of the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt, on the border between the states of Veracruz and Puebla. The volcano is currently dormant but not extinct, with the last eruption taking place during the 19th century. It is the second most prominent volcanic peak in the world after Africa's Mount Kilimanjaro. Toponymy. Pico de Orizaba overlooks the valley and city of Orizaba, from which it gets its Spanish name. During the colonial era, the volcano was also known as Cerro de San Andrés due to the nearby settlement of San Andrés Chalcaycamula at its base. Its Nahuatl name, Citlaltépetl, comes from Chitlali, star, and Tepet, mountain, and thus means star mountain. This name is thought to be based on the fact that the snow-covered peak can be seen year-round for hundreds of kilometers throughout the region. This name is not, however, used by Nahuatl speakers of the Orizaba area, who instead call it Iztactépetl in the traditional orthography for classical Nahuatl, meaning white mountain. A third name, Poeticatl, which means the one that colors or illuminates, has also been recorded. This name was given by the Tlaxcaltecs in memory of their lost country. Topography. The peak of Citlaltépetl rises dramatically to an elevation of 5,636 meters, 18,491 feet, above sea level. It has a topographic prominence of 4,922 meters, 16,148 feet. Regionally dominant, Pico de Orizaba is the highest peak in Mexico and the highest volcano in North America. It is also the third highest peak in North America after Denali and Mount Logan. Orizaba is ranked 7th in the world in topographic prominence. It is the second most prominent volcanic peak in the world after Africa's Mount Kilimanjaro, and the volcano is also ranked 16th in the world for topographic isolation. About 110 kilometers, 68 miles, to the west of the port of Veracruz, its peak is visible to ships approaching the port in the Gulf of Mexico, and at dawn rays of sunlight strike the Pico while Veracruz still lies in shadow. The topography of Pico de Orizaba is asymmetrical from the center of the crater. The eastern face is the steepest side of the volcano and the northwestern face the most gradual side. The gradual slopes of the northwestern face of the volcano allows for the presence of large glaciers and is the most traveled route to take for hikers traveling to the summit. Glaciers. Pico de Orizaba is one of only 3 volcanoes in Mexico that continue to support glaciers and is home to the largest glacier in Mexico, Gran Glaciar Norte. Orizaba has 9 known glaciers: Gran Glaciar Norte, Lengua del Chiquimico, Jamapa, Toro, Glaciar de la Barba, Noroccidental, Occidental, Suroccidental, and Oriental. The equilibrium line altitude, ELA, is not known for Orizaba. Snow on the south and southeast sides of the volcano melts quickly because of solar radiation, but lower temperatures on the northwest and north sides allow for glaciers. The insolation angle and wind redeposition on the northwest and north sides allow for constant accumulation of snow, providing a source for the outlet glaciers. On the north side of Orizaba, the Gran Glaciar Norte fills the elongated highland basin and is the source for 7 outlet glaciers. The main glacier extends 3.5 kilometers, 2.2 miles, north of the crater rim, has a surface area of about 9.08 square kilometers, 3.51 square miles, descending from 5,650 meters, 18,540 feet, to about 5,000 meters, 16,000 feet. It has a slightly irregular and step profile that is caused in part by the configuration of the bedrock. Most crevasses show an ice thickness of approximately 50 meters, 160 feet. Below the 5,000 meters, 16,000 feet, in elevation on the north side of the volcano, the outlet glaciers Lengua del Chiquimico and Jamapa extend north and northwest another 1.5 kilometers, 0.93 miles, and 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles, respectively. The terminal lobe of Lengua del Chiquimico at 4,740 meters, 15,550 feet, having a gradient of only 140 meters/km, 740 feet/me, is a low, broad ice fan that has a convex upward profile, a front typical of almost all Mexican glaciers. The most distinct glacier is Glaciar de Jamapa, which leaves Gran Glaciar Norte at about 4,975 meters, 16,322 feet, and, after 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles, with a gradient of 145 meters/km, 770 feet/me, divides into 2 small tongues that end at 4,650 meters, 15,260 feet, and 4,640 meters, 15,220 feet. Both tongues terminate in broad convex upward ice fans thinning along their edges. The retreat of these tongues prior to 1994 produced much erosion downstream and buried their edges by ablation rock debris. The west side of Gran Glaciar Norte generates 5 outlet glaciers. From north to south, the first 2, Glaciar del Toro and Glaciar de la Barba, are hanging cliff or icefall glaciers, reaching the tops of giant lava steps at 4,930 meters, 16,170 feet, and 5,090 meters, 16,700 feet, respectively. They then descend 200 to 300 meters, 660 to 980 feet, farther down into the heads of stream valleys as huge ice blocks but are not regenerated there. About 1 kilometer, 0.62 miles, Glaciar Noroccidental, a small outlet glacier 300 meters, 980 feet, long, drains away from the side of Gran Glaciar Norte at about 5,100 meters, 16,700 feet, and draws down the ice surface a few tens of meters over a distance of 500 meters, 1,600 feet, descending to 4,920 meters, 16,140 feet, with a gradient of 255 meters/km, 1,350 feet/me. Another 1 kilometer, 0.62 miles, still farther south, Glaciar Occidental breaks away from Gran Glaciar Norte west of the summit crater at about 5,175 meters, 16,978 feet, as a steep, 1 kilometer, 0.62 miles, long glacier having a gradient of 270 meters/km, 1,400 feet/me, that ends at 4,930 meters, 16,170 feet. From the southwest corner of the mountain, another outlet glacier, Glaciar Suroccidental, 1.6 kilometers, 0.99 miles, long, flows from Gran Glaciar Norte at 5,250 meters, 17,220 feet, with a gradient of 200 meters/km, 1,100 feet/me, which also ends at 4,930 meters, 16,170 feet, in a long smooth surface. East of the summit cone, a separate steep niche glacier, Glaciar Oriental, 1.2 kilometers, 0.75 miles, long and having a gradient of 440 meters/km, 2,300 feet/me, flows down the mountainside from about 5,600 to 5,070 meters, 18,370 to 16,630 feet. It contains many crevasses and seracs and is the most difficult glacier to climb. Glaciar Oriental had a surface area of about 420,000 square meters, 4,500,000 square feet, in 1958, which makes the total area of glaciers in Fear and Field on Citlaltépetl about 9.5 square kilometers, 3.7 square miles. No earlier historical record of glacier tongue activity, advance or recession, is known for Citlaltépetl's glaciers. Although the Gran Glaciar Norte ice cap is covered with snow, it is possible to see the 7 outlet glaciers on the irregular west margin of the ice cap, especially Glaciar de Jamapa and Glaciar Occidental. Climate. The climate of Pico de Orizaba, like the Sierra Madre Oriental, varies greatly due to the change of elevation and prevailing winds. Due to the latitude and the extreme rugged terrain, the volcano experiences many microclimates. Vegetation varies from tropical at the lower elevations on the eastern face to alpine forests in the higher elevations. Large amounts of precipitation fall on the eastern face of the volcano due to adiabatic cooling and condensation from the trade winds that bring moisture off the Gulf of Mexico. The eastern face is frequently covered by fog and low cloud cover. The climate of the eastern face varies from tropical, AF, at the lower elevations to subtropical highland, CWV, at the higher elevations, with mild variation in temperatures and an average annual rainfall of 1,600 millimeters, 63 in. Subtropical climates are found between 2,200 to 3,200 meters, 7,200 to 10,500 feet, above sea level with a regular rainfall all year long. Autumn and winter come with frequent freezes and light snow, but the snow on the south and southeast sides melt quickly due to solar radiation. The northern face is dominated by subtropical highland, CWV. The southern face mostly experiences humid subtropical climate, CWA, which experiences the highest annual temperatures in the month of April. Due to katabatic winds, the western side is dominated by steppe, PSK, creating a rain shadow below 2,600 meters, 8,500 feet, above sea level. Although there are some areas on the western side that experience CFA, most of the area is semi-dry with temperate to warm temperatures and an annual precipitation average of 550 millimeters, 22 in. Vegetation here is grass and shrubs with few alpine species. Between 3,200 to 4,300 meters, 10,500 to 14,100 feet, where temperatures usually are between 2 to 5 degrees Celsius, 36 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, continental subarctic climate, DFC, predominates. Over 4,300 meters, 14,100 feet, with an annual average low of -2 degrees Celsius, 28 degrees Fahrenheit, alpine tundra, ET, prevails to the summit. Heavy snowfalls and blizzards are common throughout the year. Snow in the south and southeast melts due to solar radiation, but continually remains on the north and northwestern faces. Extreme cold dominates a surface area of approximately 31 square kilometers, 12 square miles. Geology. Pico de Orizaba evolved in 3 stages, the most recent initiated about 16,000 years ago during the late Pleistocene and Holocene. Citlaltépetl consists of 3 superimposed stratovolcanoes and dome intrusions, which are Torrecillas, 650 to 250 Ka, Espolón de Oro, 210-16 Ka, and Citlaltépetl, 16 Ka to present. The volcano was formed by thick andesitic and dacitic lavas that followed repetitive explosive eruptions and lava effusions, which created the iconic cone structure. The volcano is currently dormant but not extinct. The latest eruption of the volcano occurred in 1846 with a magnitude of A2. Previous eruptions occurred in 1687, 1613, 1589 to 1569, 1566, 1555 to 1545, 1539 to 1533, 1351, 1260, 1187, 1175, 1157, 220 AD, 140 AD, 90 AD, 40 AD, 780 BC, 1500 BC, 2110 BC, 2300 BC, 2500 BC, 2780 BC, 4690 BC, 6220 BC, 6710 BC, 7030 BC, and 7530 BC. The most violent eruption in the volcano's history is thought to have occurred around 6710 BC, reaching a magnitude of A5 characterized by lava dome extrusion and pyroclastic flow. The volcano's crater is elliptical with a transverse diameter measuring 478 meters, 1,568 feet, and a conjugate diameter measuring 410 meters, 1,350 feet. The crater has an estimated 154,830 square meters, 1,666,600 square feet, with a maximum depth of 300 meters, 980 feet. Pico de Orizaba is constantly covered by an ice cap consisting of several glaciers. An outlet glacier, known as Jamapa Glacier, is located on the northeastern side of the peak. It has been a powerful force in shaping the volcano. The Jamapa Glacier is responsible for a significant portion of the geomorphologic evolution of the region surrounding the volcano. Geography. Pico de Orizaba is located at 19 degrees 148 and 97 degrees 1612 W, about 110 kilometers, 68 miles, west of the Gulf of Mexico and 200 kilometers, 120 miles, east of Mexico City, on the border between the states of Veracruz and Puebla. The volcano is approximately 480 kilometers, 300 miles, south of the Tropic of Cancer. Orizaba anchors the southeastern end of the Trans-Mexican Volcanic Belt, a volcanic chain that runs from west to east across central Mexico. A companion peak lying about 6 km to the southwest of Pico de Orizaba is the Sierra Negra, at 4,640 meters, 15,223 feet. This subsidiary peak is significantly lower than its massive neighbor, but the road to the observatory on its summit is the highest road in North America. Pico de Orizaba, as part of the Sierra Madre Oriental, forms a barrier between the coastal plains of the Gulf of Mexico and the Mexican Plateau. The volcano blocks the moisture from the Gulf of Mexico from saturating central Mexico and influences the climates of both areas. Both the state of Veracruz and Puebla depend on Pico de Orizaba for supplying fresh water. The largest river originating on the volcano is the Jamapa River. History. Pico de Orizaba was important in pre-Hispanic cultures, such as those of the Nahuatl-speaking Aztecs and the Teutonics. The volcano is part of many native mythologies. During the Spanish conquest of Mexico, Hernán Cortés passed through the foothills of Pico de Orizaba. The volcano and the surrounding mountains made his journey to Tenochtitlan more difficult and delayed him for many days. During the 1600s, the Spanish crown financed several roads to be built that would circumvent Citlaltépetl. One of the roads was routed south of the volcano through the cities of Orizaba and Fort into Las Flores, which became the main trade route between Mexico City and Veracruz on the Gulf Coast. A short road was later built by Jesuits to establish settlements at the base of Pico de Orizaba. The Spanish used the volcano as a landmark to guide themselves to the port of Veracruz. Many battles were fought near this volcano throughout Mexico's struggle for independence. In 1839, Henri Galeotti was the first European to explore the volcano, but did not hike to the summit. During the American occupation of Mexico in 1848, two American soldiers, F. Maynard and William F. Reynolds, were the first known hikers to reach the summit of Pico de Orizaba. In 1851, the French explorer Alejandro Doignan also reached the summit and found the flagpole left behind by the Americans in 1848. During the mid-19th century, Citlaltépetl was explored by many scientists, including the German botanist Hugo Fink, who was the first to record the numerous species of flora found on the volcano. In 1873, Martin Trichler raised the Mexican flag at the summit. On December 16, 1936, President Lázaro Cárdenas, in an effort to protect the natural beauty of Pico de Orizaba, created a national park with an area of 19,750 hectares, 48,800 acres, which included the volcano with the surrounding area and the settlements of Tlaquechuca, Ciudad Cerdán, La Perla, Mariano Escobedo, and Calcahualco. The federal decree became federal law on January 4, 1937. Climbing and recreation. Pico de Orizaba attracts a large number of international climbers every year. There are multiple routes for approaching and climbing the volcano, and many people attempt it. Most people climb the mountain during the period from October to March when the weather is favorable. Temperatures do not vary much month to month due to being in the tropics, and April through September are raining months in the region. The most frequented route begins from the base camp Piedra Grande Hut, Refugio, via the Jamapa Glacier, located at an elevation of 4,270 meters, 14,010 feet, above sea level. Another option as a starting point is High Camp, located at the base of the glacier about 4,900 meters, 16,100 feet, above sea level. For a more technical challenge for the experienced climber, there is a technical ice climb called the Serpent's Head, which involves 10 pitches of grade 3 ice. Additionally, the southern side offers another challenging option. Although the trail is shorter, it is also steeper and more difficult. No glaciers are found on the southern side. The final ascent to the summit is via a normally straightforward and crevasse-free glacier route. The caldera can be circumnavigated with relative ease, although at one point this requires a short, exposed traverse of steep rock and ice.